Hey, what's up? It's Bond. Let's talk about the Division 2. We have Phase 1 of the Season 10 PTS patch notes. So let's look at them. The first thing here is the preload for this will be available as of the recording of this. I'm recording this on Wednesday. Preload will be at on the 18th, which is tomorrow, Thursday of August. So there you can do the 1800 CEST. It's going to be 85 gigs. If you already have the old PTS, it'll be 6 gigs, and it will go live on the 19th. I don't think they have exact timings yet. Okay, so what's going to be in this PTS? So we have countdown. We have new difficulties: normal, hard, challenging, and heroic. I think this is an interesting situation where challenging is the current difficulty, and they're going to have hard to be a little bit easier for more casual, it says, and then a normal mode for solos, or that can be completed solo, and then a new heroic mode, which I'm sure will be popular. New countermeasures, so there's a whole bunch of them here. I'm not going to list them all. You can read them. You can look for yourself as well. But I'm glad they're adding more to this to give a little more variety. The next category here is other changes. So there's new gear. Arcabuzz Brazos is a new gear brand set. One piece will give you 10% skill haste. Two piece will give 1 tech level, and 3 pieces will give 20% more ammo capacity. The other thing here is a new gear set. It is 2 new pieces. 2 pieces will give you 15% critical chance. 3 pieces, 30% reload. 4 pieces will give you 2 unique talents from the shadows. This is while in cover, you can gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give 1% critical damage increase and 0.5 RPM increase. Buff does not apply while shooting from cover. While out of cover, you lose 4 stacks per second. All right, so you lose stacks when you get out, but that's the only time you can use them. Interesting. And then into the light, while out of cover and in combat, gain 10 stacks per second up to 50. Each stack will give 0.5% armor regen when it is consumed. Stacks consume 10 stacks per second only in cover. Interesting. Then the chest and backpack bonuses for the Umbra Initiative. The chest is increased stacks from 50 to 100, gain 20 stacks per second from shadows, and then backpack will increase stack from 50 to 100 and gain 20 stacks per second for into the light, and consumes 20 stacks per second while in cover. New weapons and talents, exotic weapons, the Doctor Home. Okay, an exotic version of the M1A QCB rifle. It has a talent that is shooting an enemy from the Doctor Home applies a mark. When killed, the marked target drops a 15% armor repair kit. The kit doesn't give bonus armor. Only the weapon owner can see the armor repair kit. Once the player picks up the armor kit, all party members receive the heal. Okay, that's cool. Bloody Knuckles, exotic gloves. Over the top is the talent. Throwing a grenade or striking an enemy with a melee attack activates Seeing Red buff. Seeing Red grants 25% weapon damage and 100% melee damage added. Seeing Red lasts 20 seconds and has a 60-second cooldown. While in cooldown, striking an enemy with melee or hitting an enemy with the effect of a grenade will complete the cooldown instantly. Interesting. Busy Little Bee is a exotic pistol inspired by the lightning rod, which is inspired by another gun. The lightning rod is a named weapon. The talent is Busy Little Bee. Each shot to a different target increases weapon damage. If player keeps shooting at different targets, each shot increases 10% to a maximum of 200%. Players have 5 seconds to shoot between each target until they lose the stacks and must do it again. When the time is over, the player shoots the same target. They will gain 5% extra damage for each stack they were able to get on the next shot. Stacks will remain even if the user changes weapons. There you go. 2 new named weapons: the Lefty, which is an ACS-12 shotgun. Talent is its perfect sledgehammer. Targets, let's see, hitting them with a grenade marks them. Targets will take 40% more damage and have 10% less movement speed. Stage left is the SOCOM M1A named weapon. It has the same talent. Sledgehammer is new talent, so that's what's on those named weapons. The non-perfect version is only 30% more damage and minus 5% movement speed. Then perfect sledgehammer is 40% more damage, minus 10%. There's going to be 2 new strongholds. So we have Tidal Basin. They're adding a, or not new strongholds, but new difficulty levels. So legendary difficulty for Tidal Basin and Manning National Zoo. Whew, okay. And then some quality of life changes with the UI. They have a few things here. I'm not going to go through each one of them. With the character, they added the character customization to change body type, skin tone, face shape after starting character progression. People have been asking for that basically since the game released. So, because I know, I think even my character, they didn't update early in the Division 2 that like messed with a bunch of characters, but you couldn't update. You had to make a new character to change anything. And so there's probably a lot of people who would be excited about that. I know I am. And then they're doing some quality of life updates for the materials and recourses. So they're raising the cap for the 3 main resources, food, water, and components up to 500 units. And then they're raising, that's supposed to be resources. Okay. And then they're raising a cap for all of the resources as well. So it looks like, yeah. So the 3 main ones are going to 500, and then everything else is going to 1,000 or 10,000 almost, besides the weapon components is going to 99. So there it is. Nothing groundbreaking here. Obviously, technically new content. This is all stuff for the season 10, which is, I believe, scheduled to come in September, which would make sense with this timeline. I don't really think this gear seems all that interesting. It's just they just overcomplicate a lot of this stuff, in my opinion. I'm sure other people feel differently. Same with the exotics and the named weapons. The named weapons are typically fairly simple, but I don't know. Like, I just don't know, like, if this sledgehammer talent is really that big of a deal. It does seem like it's, I'm really into stuff that just you just don't have to overthink to use, because I don't like weapons and gear that are very, very situational. I would rather have kind of general builds, but that's just me. I'm kind of a lazy player. The 2 new legendary difficulties for these 2, considering how insane the heroic Manning National Zoo mission is, I'm really curious to see what that legendary is going to look like, and if they will have adjusted the heroic at all, because there's a mortar section in there that is very challenging, to say the least. The character thing, that's a big deal for a lot of people, even though it's not that big of a deal content wise. Being able to fix anything that happened multiple years ago now, or to just be able to mess around with your character, is really cool. And then these materials upgrades with all of the systems now that we have that require, look at all these different materials. I think there's a conversation to be had for how these new systems that have been put in place, causing all of these new currencies, maybe isn't the best thing in the world. I'm just going to throw it out there. I think maybe this is maybe a symptom of maybe too much of this kind of thing, but that's just my take. It just, to me, feels very mobile gamey, but I don't know, that's just what I think about it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know if there's anything here that you think is a big deal that maybe I missed or I didn't look at closely enough. And let me know if you plan on jumping into this PTS on Friday. So that's all I have for this one. Check me out. Obviously subscribe to this channel, my YouTube here. Like this video, comment down below. Check me out over on Twitter at Bondiesel. Check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bondiesel. All the other things. Hit all the buttons, visit all the things, and until next time.